What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing a tiny bit different video, and in today's video, we're going to be seeing how the Bengals quarterback, Joe Burrow, the first overall pick in last season's draft, is going to fare in the NFL. Now, so this is the Bengals team. Obviously, we have Joe Burrow. Now, I downloaded a roster for this, but you can't. The people who made the roster can't change the development trait, that's the word, of the players. So I made Joe Burrow have superstar. I think that is fair. And they also had a wide receiver that they drafted. Yes, okay, T. Higgins. I made his development trait, what is it called? Star, yeah, even though it's hidden right now. And they also had a third-round pick middle linebacker, who I also made his development trait star. So yeah, let's just get straight into this video, and we're just gonna see. We're actually just gonna simulate the whole of Joe Burrow's career, one season at a time, and see how he does. And we're not using the Bengals because I want the Bengals to make their own decisions on how Joe Burrow actually does, and also to make this more realistic, since I'm not gonna be doing anything. So when you look at our user team help, right, we basically have everything on auto, so the Steelers will do everything by themselves, so they won't just, not sign anybody or anything else, because that would also not be very realistic. So yeah, let's just simulate to the end of this first season and see how Joe Burrow does. Okay, the Steelers didn't make the playoffs, but that's not what we're here for. The Bengals went 11-5, okay. So I'm guessing that they made the playoffs, I think. Yeah, okay, they made the playoffs. They got the 5th seed because the Browns obviously won the division with a 13-3 record. Now, we're going to look at the Bengals stats, and let's see. Okay, yes, okay, the Bengals. Joe Burrow had about 3,500 yards, 35 touchdowns, and only 8 picks. I think he'll win Offensive Rookie of the Year. And we're just going to look at their rushing stats to see how their total offense did. Joe Mixon had an amazing year. Good Lord, just look at those numbers and look at their receiving yards. No one was over 1,000 yards, and they have I looked at the roster, right? They have so many between 80 and 70 overall receivers. It's kind of crazy. But okay, Deshaun Watson won the MVP, and Joe Mixon was in 10th, but no Joe Burrow. Offensive Player of the Year, Joe Burrow was in 8th, okay. And looking at Offensive Rookie of the Year, Joe Burrow won the Offensive Rookie of the Year, so he's already won his first award. As the middle linebacker that they drafted in the 3rd round, Logan Wilson, also won, but he won the Defensive Player of the Year award. Okay, so we are going to simulate to the Super Bowl and see who's in there. Okay, the Browns and the Giants are, which means that the Bengals did not make the Super Bowl, that is. Okay, so they didn't even make it to the conference championship. They lost to the Browns by 8 points in the divisional matchup. But this was a great rookie season for Joe Burrow. And we're going to simulate to next season. And at next season, we're just going to see how high he progressed the last season. Alright, so we are at the next season, and we're going to go over to the Bengals roster. And let's see here. Okay. He's all the way up to 74 overall. Or an 84, my bad. So yeah, I think he progressed by 8 overall that season. What the heck? Yo, wait. Yeah, he started at 76, right? So he went up 8 overalls that season. So that was a really good season by Joe Burrow. And now we're going to be simulating to the playoffs again and see if the Bengals can make back-to-back playoff appearances. Okay, looking at the Bengals won the division this time at 10-6. Okay. They had the 2nd seed in the NFL, so they actually got a first-round bye. No way. Okay, well, look at the stats to see how Joe Burrow did. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna be going to the Bengals, and his yards are he basically has the same stats, though he threw, I think one more interception, maybe. But yeah, it's pretty much the same year that he had last season. Joe Mixon continues to impress. Like, how is Joe Mixon this good? Like, what the heck? And this time, AJ Green led the team in receiving yards, though I think he should be. Yeah, okay, he's starting to decline. He's now only an 88 overall. Okay, so we're gonna look at the yearly awards and see if Joe Burrow actually won anything. So looking at Offensive Player of the Year, he was an 8th again. Defensive Player of the Year, no Joe Burrow. Well, obviously. And Joe Burrow was the 3rd best quarterback in the AFC last season. So we are going to be simulating to the Super Bowl. And, like, please tell me Joe Burrow actually makes the Super Bowl this time. Nope, it's the Texans versus the Giants. So where did the Bengals lose? I mean, they had to at least make it to the divisional round, right? No, they lost in their first game. Yeah, they lost in their first game to the Texans, 24-21. Oh, God. Well, okay, so let's just see who wins. Okay, the Texans won the Super Bowl. And we're going to be simulating to next season, and we're just going to be doing the same thing as last time. Alright, so this is Joe Burrow's 3rd season in the NFL right now, and he's already 25 years old. He entered the draft like super old, but he's all the way up to an 87 overall right now, so that's good. And yeah, okay. Like, once we simulate to like the 4th season, they're probably the Bengals that are probably going to re-sign Joe Burrow. So we're going to see how much money his first contract makes. But first, we have to simulate to the playoffs and see if the Bengals can make it again. Alright, I don't think that there's very high hopes for the Bengals this season because both us and the Browns made the playoffs. And yeah, the Bengals took a step off, went 7-9. Wait, how'd the Steelers make the playoffs though? Is Big Ben still our quarterback? Like, this is off topic, but oh no, we drafted the quarterback, okay. Well, okay, yeah, okay, let's see. So, the Bengals obviously fell off, and they went 7-9. I'm pretty sure they didn't make the playoffs with that record. And, yeah, okay, let's see. Okay, yes, the Bengals stats. Joe Burrow definitely fell off from last season. He might have gotten injured. I mean, why'd this guy get so many attempts? And, like, I think he might have got injured for, like, 1 or 2 games, maybe. And that could be why the stats went a little down, but, like, still, he really did have a bad season. He threw 16 interceptions, only 27 touchdowns, and he had just above 3,000 yards. Well, yeah, let me see this, right? So, the stats, okay. How many games did he play? Does it tell me? No, why doesn't it tell me? Like, what? Okay, well, looks like it won't tell me how many games he freaking plays, but that's all well. So I'm relatively certain that he won't be in the yearly awards, but just to make sure, okay, Tua with the Chargers of all teams. When did he get on their team? Oh, well, anyways, okay, Mitch Trubisky won Offensive Player of the Year and MVP, I think. Yeah, no Joe Burrow. And best quarterback, is Joe Burrow in the top 10? No Joe Burrow. Okay. Right, so since the Bengals didn't really make the playoffs, we're just going to be simulating to the next season. And yeah, and then after that, we'll simulate to the next playoffs and see how the Bengals did in that season. Alright, after 3 full seasons in playing the NFL, Joe Burrow's all the way up to an 89 overall. So after 3 seasons, he's already gone up 13 overall. And yeah, I'm excited to see what he'll do this season, as this season is probably the season that he'll get his new contract. So yeah, let's just simulate to the playoffs. Alright, the Bengals went 12-4, so they rebounded. And they won the division. I think they'll probably, yeah, okay, they got the first seed in the NFL. Okay, so we're going to be looking at actually Joe Burrow's stats, that is, and we're just going to see how he did. Now, okay, the Bengals, like, he still hasn't hit 4,000 yards, so I guess it's okay. He had 3,850 yards, 36 touchdowns, and only 9 picks. And Joe Mixon continues to produce. And for receiving, AJ Green's still on the team. Like, how? Bro, he's an 81 overall now. Good lord, he's on his final legs. He's about to retire. But we're gonna be looking at the yearly awards. I think Joe Burrow could come in the top 10 of the MVP race. And I was just kidding. No Joe Burrow. As Jalen Hurts is now on the Bears. Don't know how that happened. Okay, what about Offensive Player of the Year? Joe Burrow came in 8th. I think he's came in 8th like 3 times in this experiment. And for best quarterback, Joe Burrow was the 4th best quarterback in the NFL last season. So, yeah, okay, we're just gonna be simulating to the Super Bowl, and again, we're gonna see how well Joe Burrow's Bengals are going to be. And they didn't make the Super Bowl. It's the Titans against the Seahawks. And, like, who'd they lose? So, I swear, if they lost in the divisional round again, like, come on now, Madden. It looks like they did. They lost in the first round again. Good lord, what are they doing? Well, it looks like Joe Burrow's choking in the playoffs, even though he's relatively good in the regular season. And yeah, let's just simulate to the next season. I'll see you guys there. Alright, Joe Burrow's already 27 years old after his 4 seasons in the NFL. He's already up to 91 overall. And we are going to be looking at his contract to see if he actually has any more years left. And no! Okay, this is his final year of his contract, so it looks like the Bengals haven't re-signed him yet. And let's just hope that they re-sign him in like this season, because if they don't, they're freaking stupid. He's led them to 3 playoff appearances, but okay, let's just simulate to the playoffs. Alright, it looks like the Bengals went 9-7, so I don't really know if they made the playoffs or not. And looks like they did not make the playoffs, so the Bengals just narrowly missed the playoffs, and we're going to be looking at Joe Burrow's stats again. Let's see. Yes, okay. The Bengals. He finally was over 4,000 yards with 4,137. Though he did only have 22 touchdowns and 10 picks. Now, let's see. Did the, what was it called? Oh, I'm blanking. Did the Bengals actually give him a new contract? And it looks like they did. So he has 5 years remaining in his deal. Looks like he signed for like an average of maybe like 45 million, I'd say. And his total salary, so he's gonna be making 104 million over 5 years. And he has a 73.2 million bonus. What? Okay, I'm confused, but yeah, this is a really big contract for him. And I know it's not like as big as like Mahomes' contract. It's more on par with like Russell Wilson's new contract. Well, actually, it's not new; it's 1 year old. But like, I'm pretty sure no one expects Joe Burrow to be on Mahomes' level. And I think this is a very respectable contract in terms of Madden, who definitely like if you're ever in contract negotiations in Madden, like all you pay is around like maybe 20 million a year for your what is it called? For your quarterback. So this is actually like a really good contract for him. Now looking at the MVP, no Joe Burrow. And no Joe Burrow. Oh, just kidding. Joe Burrow's in 10th in Offensive Player of the Year. And looking at Best Quarterback, he is not in there, even though he's one of the 10th best players in the NFL. In the AFC, that is. He's not one of the 10 best quarterbacks in the AFC, apparently. Okay. Well, Joe Burrow did not make the playoffs, so we're just going to be simulating to the next season as always. Alright, we're in the next year, and since, like, we already saw Joe Burrow's new overall, which was like, I think it was a 91. So we're just going to be simulating to the playoffs and see how the Bengals do in this season. Alright, it looks like the Bengals again made the playoffs, so I think Joe Burrow's led into the playoffs like maybe all the seasons in the NFL except for like maybe 2 that he's played in, I think. Yes, okay, so we're going to be looking at the stats real quick of the Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow, and he had less than 4,000 yards for this season, only had 3,880. Though he did have 35 touchdowns, and he did throw a bit too many interceptions in 12. As his rushing game continues to improve, though I think Joe Mixon got injured or something, because like he still had 6.4 yards per carry, but he only got 165 carries. And receiving, they have Brandon Ayuk now, okay. And where is their... T. Higgins is still on their team, though he, like, really isn't doing anything. Okay. So they made the playoffs, and we are gonna again simulate to the Super Bowl, and like hopefully they're in the Super Bowl. Oh wait, I forgot to check the yearly awards. Oh, I can do that right now. But the Ravens are in the Super Bowl against the Buccaneers. Okay, so we're gonna be checking the yearly awards. See if Joe Burrow actually won anything. Not in the top 10 for the MVP race, and not actually he's 10th in Offensive Player of the Year. And as for best quarterback, he's the third best quarterback in the NFL, or in the AFC, that is. And like Lamar Jackson is the sixth best quarterback in the AFC, but like if you look here, he's the second best player in the AFC or offensive player, and he's the fourth in the MVP rating. So I really don't know what's going on with Madden, but okay, we're just gonna see who wins. Who wins? Okay, the Ravens won as. Oh my god, dude. I'm just forgetting everything now, man. I forgot to look at the league schedule and see who the Bengals lost to. So the Bengals beat the Browns in the wild card round, and they lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars in the divisional round. So they've pretty much gone out in the divisional round like all the time. But I think that was Joe Burrow's first playoff win, so good for him. Okay, Joe Burrow's 29 years old now, so he's nearing the end of his career, but like quarterbacks can play until like they're 35 in Madden, so it really doesn't matter. As Joe Burrow is now a 93 overall, that is. And so he still has the same contract. Has 4 years left on this contract, and does he have any awards? He has 2 Pro Bowl appearances. And don't look at that because like that's just how it is to make the rosters actually work. He was actually the number 1 overall pick, and he was the 2019 Offensive Rookie of the Year. So those are decent achievements. But I would like to see Joe Burrow like actually win an MVP award, as I know he has the ability to do it. Like he's a 93 overall. So yeah, let's just simulate to the playoffs and see if anything interesting happens this season. Okay, the Bengals only went 9-7, so I don't know if they're actually gonna be making the playoffs this season. Yeah, they did make the playoffs. Okay, well that's a bummer. I think this is only the third time that Joe Burrow's actually missed the playoffs in his NFL career. So we're gonna be looking at stats, like what happened. I don't know. It looks like a pretty normal year to what we've seen so far. 32 touchdowns, only 9 picks, and had 3,766 yards. Like, did the rushing game? No, the rushing game did not fall off. And as for receiving, Tyler Boyd's still on the team. Wait, how good is he? Oh, well, I think he started to decline, but he's an 85 overall. And T. Higgins finally has something to do. Wait, so I'm just gonna look at the his stats, right? Like, look at this. T. Higgins is doing nothing, and then finally, after 7 seasons with the Bengals, he's actually doing something. But it actually looks like he got like a pretty decent contract for not playing any games, and it looks like he got like around $7 million per year for his contract. So that was a really good contract considering everything. Okay. So, Joe Burrow's 10th in MVP voting. Jalen Hurts is 6th. Offensive Player of the Year, Joe Mixon is 3rd. Joe Burrow is 5th. And Best Quarterback, Joe Burrow is 3rd. Okay. So, they did not make the playoffs again. Or not again, but I said it again. So, we're going to be simulating to the next season and just seeing how good he actually is after this season. Okay, it looks like Joe Burrow stayed at 93 overall from last season. As okay, it doesn't seem like he's actually progressing, so that's actually degressing, so that's actually like really good. But I don't know, he didn't progress at all last season, so that's not too good. But we're gonna simulate to the playoffs and see how the Bengals do this season. Okay, it looks like the Bengals went 9-6-1. What did they make the playoffs this season? And they actually did. They're the 5th seed, as it looks like the AFC just didn't have that good of a season altogether. Their top record was 11-5, but that's okay. At least the Bengals actually made the playoffs. Well, the Bengals and Joe Burrow, as we probably know, he's like basically carrying their team right now. Him and Joe Mixon. Okay, so looking at the Bengals, Joe Burrow only had 3 picks. That's good, but he did only have 27 touchdowns, and he had a fall off in yards, only at 3,375. And it's like, did Levi Carr play 2 games? I'm confused. Well, rushing, Joe Mixon has not fallen off a beat, and T. Higgins actually got something to do this year again, as these are all the receiving yards, and we're going to be looking at the yearly awards and seeing if Joe Burrow, okay, he hasn't won the MVP, and not even in the top 10 for MVP rating. What about Offensive Player of the Year? He was 8th in that, and Best QB, he is 8th in Best QB. Okay, so we're going to be simulating to the Super Bowl and actually seeing if Joe Burrow can actually make his first Super Bowl appearance. Okay, not in the Super Bowl again. God damn, what happened this time? I swear, if they lost in the first round again, oh my god. Well, did they lose in the first round? Where are the best? Okay, they beat the Patriots, and then they lost badly to the Chargers. Well, I guess it can't be helped. Well, it looks like we're just going to be simulating to the next season, and then once we jump there, we'll see how well Joe Burrow is after like I think his 8th or 9th season. Okay, Joe Burrow is apparently stuck at 93 overall. Good lord. Have the Bengals given him a new contract? I think he still has like 2 years left on his deal, maybe. Yeah, okay, he has 2 years left. He has not gotten a new contract yet, and he has not made another Pro Bowl appearance since we last saw his awards. Isn't that just great? Okay, well, yeah, we're just gonna be simulating to the playoffs again and seeing how the Bengals do again. Okay, the Bengals fell off bad. Good lord, they went 5-11. Dude, I don't know if Joe Burrow can get another contract after this. Look, they were literally the 3rd worst team in the AFC. They were the 28th best team in the NFL. Like, how? Dude, what happened? And, like, what just happened here for our team? Like, I know we're not talking about the Steelers, but, like, how does this man have only 2,000 yards in the season? Oh, God. Well, anyways, let's see, the Bengals. Oh, Joe Burrow got injured. But even if he got injured, he still had 8 touchdowns in what I would presume, like, maybe 8 games. Like, this wasn't a really good 8-game stretch, so it looks like he was already going to be really bad. Well, the season was already going to be going very badly, even if he didn't get injured, but he did get injured, so at least he has an excuse now. And not even going to bother checking the yearly awards. He's not going to win anything with those stats because he got injured. And we're just going to be simulating to next season. Okay, so we are going to be looking at how good Joe Burrow is. Like, good lord, given the past 2 seasons, he's probably still a 93 overall. No, he's a 92. Oh god, he's regressing. No, that's not good. Oh, shoot. Yeah, okay, he regressed a little bit. It's not too bad. And let's see, have the Bengals given him a second contract yet? Let's see, still no more awards, and no, he's on his final year of his contract, so let's just see what happens. Okay, we're going to be simulating to the playoffs, and I'll see you guys there. Let's see, like, how Joe Burrow actually performs in this season. Okay, looks like the Bengals went 9-7 in a 3-way tie for first place, but I think the Ravens, or actually the Browns won the division, and the Bengals squeaked into the playoffs with the 6th seed. Okay. So we're going to be looking at the stats for Joe Burrow's season in the NFL this season, if we can actually get there. Good lord. Let's see. So Joe Burrow had 3,623 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, and had 11 picks. Joe Mixon had 1,425 yards, so a really good season by him again. And the wide receivers don't produce like the wide receivers just don't produce. I think it's because Joe Burrow just doesn't like throw that many yards. But okay, looks like the Bengals did not make the Super Bowl again. Good lord, are they ever gonna make it? So we're gonna be looking at the playoffs, and let's see. So the Bengals lost in the first round to the Tennessee Titans. Isn't that just great? Well, looks like we're just going to be simulating to the next season, and this might be Joe Burrow's last season in Cincinnati, and we'll see what happens to him after, if he resigns or if he goes elsewhere. All right, Joe Burrow is he's decreased by 2 overall this time. He's now a 90 overall. Yeah, he's decreasing really fast now. He's already went from a 93 to a 90. And has he got another contract? He's gotten like 2 years left. I don't know if they re-signed him for 2 years or if they re-signed him for 1 year. I just can't remember. But either way, he still has 2 years left in Cincinnati. So it looks like Joe Burrow's going to be staying with Cincinnati for like the entirety of his NFL career, as we're just going to be simulating the playoffs, and let's just see how the Bengals do. Okay, the Bengals were 11-5, so I think they actually made the playoffs this time with the 11-5 record, right? Okay, yeah, okay, they're the 5th seed again in the NFL. And looking at the stats, let's see how Joe Burrow did, and I think this is like his 11th NFL season, maybe. So he's been in the NFL for a long time. No, it's his 10th NFL season. He still has yet to crack 4,000 yards in a long time. I think he's only cracked it once. And he has 32 touchdowns and 13 picks. And as I said earlier, he has below 4,000 yards with 3,775. Joe Mixon is starting to fall off, as expected. He's been in the NFL for 12 years. Yeah, okay, he's starting to regress. He's now an 89 overall. And as for receiving yards, T. Higgins is actually doing pretty good. So it looks like the Bengals' 2 top picks in that draft were not wasted. Well, I mean, T. Higgins' career was pretty wasted. So, let's see. Did Joe Burrow come in the top 10? No, he did not. What about AFC Player of the Year? Okay, Joe Burrow was the 8th best offensive player of the year in the AFC. And looking at quarterback, don't know why I went to running back. I said quarterback. Joe Burrow was the 3rd best quarterback in the AFC last season. So again, we're going to be simulating to the playoffs, and let's just see how. Oh, please tell me the Bengals are. Nope, they're not gonna make it to the Super Bowl. Okay, let's see. How did they lose? Okay, good lord. What was that? Okay, so in the wild card round, they beat the Oakland Raiders, and then they lost to the Baltimore Ravens. Okay. So that's how they went out, and we're gonna be looking, actually not looking, simulating to the next season, and we're gonna be seeing how much Joe Burrow's actually decreasing overall. Alright, Joe Burrow is all the way down to an 88 overall now. He has 1 year left on his contract, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 1 year left. So we're gonna have to see if if Joe Burrow actually gets re-signed or not, and he still has only made 2 Pro Bowls. Good lord. Okay, so yeah, let's just simulate to the playoffs and see how the Bengals do. All right, the Bengals fell off hard. They're only 6-10 now. So yeah, they definitely didn't make the playoffs, right? Yeah, okay, they didn't make the playoffs. And let's see here. So we're going to be looking at Joe Burrow's NFL stats again, and I fully expected them to have dropped off. Yeah, okay, he has had his worst passing yards in seasons, most passing interceptions in seasons, and worst passing touchdowns in seasons. So he's definitely dropping off now, and he's only an 88 overall. As looking at his contracts, looks like the Bengals did not re-sign him last offseason. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the awards here, and I don't expect Joe Burrow to win anything, but like you never know. Yeah, okay, not in the Offensive Player of the Year, and what about Best Quarterback? He's the 9th best quarterback apparently. Okay. So we're going to be simulating to the next season because he didn't make the Super Bowl, didn't make the playoffs, obviously, and we're going to be seeing which team he is if he actually continues with the Bengals. Okay, I found Joe Burrow. He's down to an 83 overall now, and he's on the Tennessee Titans. So guess good for him, I guess. He finally left the Bengals. And looking at his contract, he signed a 1-year, $22.9 million deal. So it's likely that this year is probably the last season he's ever going to be a starter. But yeah, we'll see, and we'll just simulate to the playoffs here. Okay, look at the AFC. The Titans made the playoffs. They're the 5th seed. As I feel like Joe Burrow's been the 5th seed for a while now. Well, not a while, but he's been the 5th seed for a long time. Like, no, I can't speak. He's been the 5th seed a lot of times. Okay, Joe Burrow actually has his best statistical season yet. He has 4,548 yards, 36 touchdowns, only 6 picks. It doesn't look like he had a really good supporting cast on the offense. So it looks like he actually just carried this team all by himself, and I wouldn't be surprised if he won the. Nope, he won't win the MVP. He came in 3rd though, so that's good. He's 2nd in Offensive Player of the Year, and as for best quarterback, he's 2nd. So let's just simulate to the Super Bowl. Oh God, I didn't. Well, it looks like we're simulating to next week. Did the Titans win? Please tell me they won. The Titans lost. I think they lost. Yeah, okay, they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs, 35-42. So we're gonna be simulating to no, I'm brain dead, dude. Okay, no, I just can't think right now. Yes, to the next season, and we're going to be seeing which team Joe Burrow's actually on now. Okay, it looks like Joe Burrow has found a job as he is on the San Francisco 49ers. Now, don't really know if he's actually starting, but looking at his contract, he had a 1-year, $18.4 million deal. So I'm pretty sure he is starting, but just to be sure, we're going to go to the 49ers, and yes, okay, he's starting. So, it looks like Joe Burrow is going to have one last chance to lead his team to the promised land. And let's see if he can do it. So, we're going to be simulating to the playoffs. I'll see you guys there. Okay, it looks like the 49ers did make the playoffs. And I think they're the 2nd seed. Yeah, okay, the 49ers are the 2nd seed in a weird way because both the wildcard teams were from the Buccaneers divisions. And both the wildcard teams were better than the 49ers in terms of record-wise, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. So look at the 49ers, Joe Burrow's career. His stats, that is. He had 3,729 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. Did not have a good rushing game, like, at all. What is this? And as for receiving, it looks like he only had one good target. And we're going to be looking at yearly awards. See if he won anything, and nope, not in the top 10 for MVP. What about Offensive Player of the Year? He was in 8th, okay. And what about Best Quarterback? Joe Burrow was the 7th best quarterback, okay. So, we're going to be simulating to the Super Bowl and seeing if the 49ers actually make it there. Okay, it looks like the 49ers did not make the Super Bowl. So we're going to be looking at the playoff schedule and seeing where they lost. Nope, not even in the conference championship. They lost in the divisional round to the Philadelphia Eagles, 27-21. So they lost in the first round of the playoffs. Oh God. Well, looks like we are going to be simulating to the next season, and yeah, let's just see what team Joe Burrow signs with. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I've looked through every team's quarterback depth chart, and Joe Burrow is not in any one of those. So I'm gonna have to be forced to accept that he has retired. And to further prove this, let's see. Let's go to the legacy yearboard because I'm pretty sure Joe Burrow should have a really good legacy. But if he's retired, he won't. Yeah. So as you can see, there's no Joe Burrow. And what we can do now is because, you know that the people that make the Hall of Fame, actually show up here. So what we can do is we can see if Joe Burrow will actually make the Hall of Fame. So we're just going to be simulating, 10 years in the future. And we'll see if he makes the Hall of Fame there. Alright, it looks like, yeah, it looks like Joe Burrow did not make the MVP he did not make the Hall of Fame, that is, as it does not say that he has a Hall of Fame here, and it does not say that he's in the legacy score. So that's disappointing as Joe Burrow's career did not end in a Hall of Fame vote, but it's okay. But anyway, so that's going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Too easy!